I asked this question, like this Navratri is going on, and why all Devis are shown riding a beast, slaying demons. What is the symbolic form of that? Navratri, we celebrate 9 days as a worship to the goddess, the feminine energy. So that's the 9 days of celebration. And when you read, the central book on it is called Durga-SHAPTSHATI. Shapt means 7, Shati means 100. So it's 700 verses long book. It's a very, very profound book. That's a central book for this 9 days of celebration. And if you've read that book or even heard the stories, then all the demons in there are representative of our own mind and different aspects of our mind. So I'll give you 3 examples, and how it relates to our journey of yoga, I'll relate it to that today. Madhu Katav. Okay, Madhu means honey, Katav means kida, like the insect, right? So basically it represents honey bee. Okay, the Madhu and Katav, those demons. And demons are called asuras in Sanskrit. Asura. Sur means in tune. Asur means out of tune. So basically demons are some people who are out of tune of their life or mind, right? It's a representation. Our culture is very, very symbolic. If you understand the meaning, you can actually learn so much from it. So Madhu Katav represents honeybee. Now what does honeybee do? What are the group of honeybees? It just accumulate honey and produce something sweet, right? So basically they're so busy. If you see a hive, they're so busy doing things, right? They're always moving. That's how our life is. We are so busy in accumulation of things we think that's sweet or good for us, right? So the whole pursuit of life, a normal human life, is accumulation of stuff and preservation of that stuff. In Sanskrit, it's called yoga. Yoga means union. So it's which is something not with you, whether money, fame, power, you want to accumulate that and you want to preserve. So yoga is like buying a house. Kshema is like maintaining house or paying house insurance. So the whole pursuit of normal human life is yoga and Kshema. So that's what honeybee represents. But again, normal is not what is desired in spiritual growth. You have to go beyond this normal. So that's why the Durga slays this Madhu Katav, that this is not the ultimate of your life, just accumulating and preserving. You have to go beyond this. You have to think beyond this. Okay, so that's the one asura or the demon that represents our daily life. So in your daily life, just look at yourself and see that what are you busy in? Are you just busy in doing your daily chores, accumulating and preserving and maintaining all the things? Or are you thinking beyond it? Each of us have to think about our own life. What are we doing in our daily life? So the honeybee is represented as, you can think of it as representing the reptilian brain. So we have 3 parts of our brain. Reptilian brain is the hind brain, which is only responsible for survival mode. Okay, which represents survival mode, that you want to survive, food, shelter, clothing, or whatever. You're just working towards that, constantly working every day and night. The whole pursuit of life is survival. Okay, so that's representing our hind brain, which is also called a reptilian brain. Okay, that just reacts to a particular thing, like preservation of stuff, like how animals do, right? So that's representing our hind brain. The second demon, asura, is Mahishasur. Mahishasur represents bull. Bull represents our emotions. We get carried away by emotions just like that. Something happens to us. If somebody hurts us, it's totally out of our control to get excited or agitated. So that's what the bull represents. The Mahishasur represents, it's an asura. Life goes out of tune when something or some impulse kind of disturbs us. And sometimes 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, like a week can go by when we are disturbed, isn't it? That's true when somebody tells something back to us or doesn't behave the way we want them to behave towards them, or doesn't give us respect or have a very strong opinion about us. We get very disturbed. So that demon represents Rajasic tendency. That means the emotional tendency to go haywire due to an external stimulus. So Durga slays that demon also, that you should not be dwelling in our emotion. And physically, it represents our midbrain, which is the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is the seat of our emotions. Once you control your emotion, then only you can go beyond. Okay? So you have to, so I always say emotion is an energy. You have to slay that demon of energy. So emotion has to be dissipated in motion. So whenever you're emotional, don't just sit idle. Go for a long walk, dance, do some Surya Namaskar, do something. That energy has to be dissipated in motion, because the mind will keep thinking about that bad experience you've had, about that person who has still told something bad about you, or you had a fight with somebody. Dissipate that emotion into a motion. Whatever you like doing, whether you like doing pranayam, yogasan, go out for a walk, you like dancing, do something. Don't just sit with that emotion. That has to be dissipated. It's an energy, it's building up in your body system, right? And if you don't dissipate it, it'll accumulate as a toxin in your body, in different parts of the body. All right. The third demon I want to talk about is Rakta Bij, one of my favorite. The name you have to understand, Rakt. Rakt means blood. Bij means seed. So he had this siddhi, or the power, that if somebody tries to kill him, okay, if a drop of blood goes on the ground from his body, another demon will come up. So that's the power he had, this demon. And for that, Durga had to manifest in the form of Kali. It's called Kalratri, to slay that demon, because then the Kali doesn't let the blood fall on the ground. She drinks that blood. Now, what does this signify? It looks very gory and horrible, right? But it's so powerful. So Rakta Bij is nothing but our desires. One desire leads to another desire leads to third desire, and desire keeps on growing. Same as expectations from people. Keeps on building up one after the other. It doesn't stop anywhere. So the Kali drinking the blood of that demon and eating him, shows that eating him also. This eating your own desire, drinking your own desire, what does it mean? That desire is not to be fulfilled outside. You have to develop that ability to dissolve that desire within your own self. Because you alone can satisfy your own desire. If you have expectation with somebody else, it's never going to get fulfilled. Right? It's very, very beautiful, and I can take 2 hours lecture on this, all 9 days, 9 different forms, but we'll stop here for now. And also, that desire represents a frontal cortex, okay, frontal brain, which is also called human brain, okay, because human alone has the ability to control a desire and direct it in a particular way, okay. Like, for example, if somebody has a diabetes, they're really fond of sweets, they can redirect to have a better form of sweet, like not sugar, but have dates or some other things. So this can be applied to anything. If you have desire and it's not getting fulfilled and you're getting very angry, you have the ability to redirect that anger for something good. Like use that anger, again, as I said, in something useful. Maybe arrange your cupboard one day, or do something, or go out for a really run your anger, But this ability is only bestowed upon human beings. Animals cannot do this. Animals are stuck at the emotional level. If you step on a tail of a dog, it will likely bite you, or a crocodile, right? Or react to it. But as human beings, we can control or regulate our reactions. So this is the most important faculty given to us. This is the filter, the frontal brain. That's why our frontal cortex is very well developed. God and goddesses are shown riding animals. That means we are on top of our animalistic tendencies. She's riding on a wild beast. Our mind can become very wild when we dwell in our hind brain. People can do murders, right? When they have that animalistic tendency. You agree? But the fact that goddess is riding on top of the lion, that means she has conquered that beast. So there's one representation that you can conquer the beast of your mind. Your mind, it can become a beast. Right? When it goes in the negative direction, you can become a terrorist also, right? Or a mass shooter. It's all in the mind. You should always be on top of your mind. You should be in control of that beast. So that's what it represents. Okay? And that's how we try to live our life in yoga, that every time exercise that choice. Between B and D is C. Between birth and death is C. C is for choice. Every moment is a choice. Right? Every moment the awareness within has to be there. If nothing there is with you, if you just breath, focus is the most important thing. If you're getting disturbed, get your mind on your breath. Bring it back, because mind, the emotion part, the central brain, the hypothalamus always wants to feel the victim of a situation. Why did this happen to me? Why that person is in my life? Why he's behaving like that or she's behaving like that? Why I have this kind of job? Why my manager is like that? We are stuck in the emotion, midbrain. The progression of yoga teaches you from midbrain go to frontal brain. That means all these practices and meditation, pranayam is the key to that success of fostering your frontal brain, to develop your frontal brain, develop your intelligence. And all the teachings, all these teachings, Vedantic teachings, teachings of Bhagavad Gita, teachings from each and every festival of ours, right? What Shankaracharya felt, what Buddha felt, what Jesus felt was nothing different. That oneness has to seep in our mind. We don't have to get caught into the drama of the world, what world feels or world has defined. Search for your own truth. Go within. That's the essence of these teachings. Look within and slay all the demons one by one. Okay?